You okay? Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Carolina Saunders. I have a salon in Wiltshire called Carolina Saunders Hair Design. And this is my little collection that I did for the fellowship presentation in the Members' Night. Could you hold on to that for me, please? Thank you. I took the inspiration from Nina Hagen. Nina Hagen is like a punk queen. She has been for the past a couple of decades. And I really fell in love with her versatility and the looks that she has. Very, very current in some ways if you actually look at it, what we have right now. But what I'm going to do is do with my model here. I'm just going to do a little bit of a more of a square shape. I've already cut the sides and disconnected them, and I created a little panel here, which is a little bit shorter than the actual underneath section. So I just wanted to create like different shape, nice disconnections, and this is going to be all nice and fairly masculine, right? More like a square rather than rounded. Sort of quite often you find that with females we always go for the more rounded shape, but this time I just wanted to create more of the masculine feel to it. I'm just going to start. This is a little bit high. So, talking about a little bit about our salon. We have been open for nearly 5 years now, and I've been a member of fellowship since last year. And I've always been really interested in what fellowship does. I think it's a great way of getting involved with the industry. So last year, I plucked up the courage and thought, right, I'm going to become a member. I want to be a member. I want to be part of all this. But I've been actually hairdressing for 25 years. So originally, I'm from Finland, and I've been in England for 20 years so far. And our salon is not in a town centre, in a big town centre at all. It's in a small market town. So our reputation brings us the clients, really. So that's quite nice to sort of be part of something like fellowship, because that always brings that. My team can be involved with different things. We have Fame team, we have projects and all the rest of it. So, as you can see here, I'm literally just doing a square layer. There's nothing, majorly complicated. I like keeping the actual length fairly long still. And I'm going to be styling it all going up, giving that quite sort of, I suppose, a little bit like a 90s feel to it. I've been in the past of couple of years. I've been part of Label M, and I've been a Label M session team in London Fashion Week. And that has been great way of seeing what's coming up next season and all that kind of thing. And how I got involved with the session team was really getting involved with Label M, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been five seasons now. I've been on like part of the team. And each season we do loads of different shows, and it's a great way of being part of the fashion as well. Actually bringing the hairdressing aspect. It's not just doing a clients. It's actually been getting involved with the fashion industry, I decided to go a little bit shorter. Right. As you can see here, I've done like a disconnection through the back. It's almost like a graduation through there. But then I've left all of this nice and long. I'm going to dry it off now, so I can get it all nice and styled before we finish. Just have the. Could you hold that for me, please? Thank you. Is there a plug socket? I'm in the right model here. There we go. Is there a way of getting this higher? I have prepped this hair before. We've used some volume mousse there underneath. Volume mousse is my baby product. I put it on everything. You want it flat? Volume mousse. Label and volume mousse goes on anything. Let me just take that. Come on. When I sort of look for inspiration, I always look into, first of all, what's going on right now. But of course, you want to go a little bit more into it. You don't want to go just exactly what's going on right now. You want to have more of a forward thinking and think, okay, well, you know, what are we going to be doing next, and what's going to be the next thing. I love these like really strong colors, but also like the nice blends of colors. And actually with Hannah's hair, we ended up using, I pre-lightened it first, and she has like a level of 9 base, which was beautiful because it just came out really nice and clean straight away. So it was actually really easy to work with. And we literally just used Sheer Pastel, Violet and Dash from Matrix on there. It was that simple. I didn't really want to use anything to, I didn't want to do like a root color or anything like that. I wanted it to be quite clean. It's almost got like a bit of an Annie Lennox feel about it as well. A bit of like, oh, Billy Idol actually, if anybody remembers him. Look at me, darling. Let's have a look at that. Right, a bit of hairspray. Label M has brought this a really beautiful product called Spray Wax, and it's amazing. It's amazing for hair ups. It's amazing for even blow dry and blow dry and curly. And I used the spray wax on both of these girls here. Okay, let's have a look then. Okie dokie, I'm going to take that off your hands. I'm trying to not just drop everything. Okay. Just stand up. You okay there? Good. This is the spray wax, this is the bad boy. I love product, I absolutely love it. It's one of the things that I'm like a product junkie. We got, you know, everything you can possibly imagine in our salon. Right, so I'm just going to recap with the with my models. So this is my model. Hang on, just put this on there. Just finish off the haircut a little bit. Right, so what we did here, we basically did like a section just at the middle, going from recession area about 1.5 inches, going all the way to the underneath the occipital bone. And we literally just cut that, disconnected it from the rest of the underneath. I disconnected the top section and created a square layer, just a simple square layer. So we have 3 panels here. We have the top section, which is disconnected. We have a middle panel, which is disconnected, and then we have the underneath section, which is disconnected. I wanted to leave a little bit of hair around the ears as well, so to create that softness and the fluidity of the haircut. Really, like just making it nice and a bit, still feminine but masculine. Okay. With my with my model Sinead, I did underneath. I just did a disconnection through here. With Sinead, I left a little bit rounder through the hair for the crown, because I wanted it to be a little still have a bit of length through there, but you create some lift through the crown area. She can. Sinead's hair is quite curly naturally, so she can actually have it really nice and curly as well. And through the top section, I've created a really nice blunt fringe. With the color, it's literally one ash, and I pre-lightened some pieces, and I put like moss green through from Matrix through the sections through there. And then with Hannah, I did disconnected layer through the sections. I did a star shape through the top, and then literally just did some sectioning, all with the traveling guide, pull it out 90 degrees, and the top section was just freehand cut with slicing. The fringe, I wanted to leave it nice and long, because she has, just gives that really soft feminine feel to it. With the color, I did more like a color blend. So with the color I did roots, I did with the new So Color Rose Gold level 9. And then I went through each section. I did horizontal horseshoe sections, each section, taking them. One section I would do with Zinc Grey, the new tones what we have in Matrix. and then I did rose gold, and then I did a smoky violet, and I alternated each section, just doing different sections. So you would have like the next section you would do the opposite. So it just gives you that really nice feel of just blend of tone, really. Okay, excellent. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I'm going to leave the girls here now, and you know they can do. You can have a look at them again.
I've no pins.
Last verse was before the award show. Icon tatted on my torso. Me and Moy dipping in the torso. I ain't even kicking on torso. Down. Last girl said I need a divorce though. Now I'm focused on me about the all blow. We trying to make the whole crowd go nuts. What? Look. We don't know no one like you. Gold grills and you dance like Michael. No eyes, misfits, no typos. Look. Wait. We just wanna make you go psycho. Put $100,000 in the Bible. I took the game with my eyes closed. Last verse was before the award show. Icon tatted on my torso. Me and Moy dipping in the torso. I ain't even taking on torso. Your shit is fire, I'm also. Young thing dying on the floor, so she broke my heart to the core, so I guess we all gotta grow up. I'm just an icon living. Start a record label, Miss Switch just did it. Interview, cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we up too hot in the business. I'm going straight to the top of the core. We should just chill and maybe take it slow. Before we get up there, we know where to go. And we can chill and just look at the delivery.
Hi guys, how are you? You okay? Oh, come on, you're hairdressers, you're loaded than this. Are you okay? Yeah, that's it, okay. So, obviously I came on with some music. I didn't want to come on blasting because I got a loud voice. But I came on, thought I'd just show you a little bit of what I'm doing. So what we've got in, you can probably see that I was actually just going around, checking where the hair would lie. We've used some extensions in this, but we pre-coloured it with some Matrix watercolours, and we used some raccoon extensions, and just gone through and just broken it all up, and just taken them layers in different sections and really pulled it out. Because what we want is that kind of graphic look. We want that kind of texture, a little bit more manipulated. I'm one of these hairdressers that likes to manipulate hair, okay? So what I'm going in with is just going in with my pin, but what I'm doing, and if anybody's ever seen me on stage before, I would never open my pins. Because if we all open our pins, a lot of hairdressers do this, don't we? We go like this, or we do this, okay? It's not the best way of doing it, because what happens, it starts to push the hair back out. Okay, how many times do we go around on our hair ups and go like that and pushing it? It's because what's happening, the hair is forcing that out. The pin is already open for you. I'll always say that on all my stage shows. So next time you're here, maybe at Pro Hair, someone could shout out, I don't open my pins. Where did you learn it from? Oh, Rick. Or maybe you didn't. So I've left these here just because what I want to do is just get that little bit more of a soft texture running through the top area, but quite harsh too. Okay? And you can see how quick this look is. Did you see me wrap the hair like this? Okay? What this does, it creates like a texture, and we can drag it out and pull it out. This creates more of an erratic texture. We can pull as much as we want. Us as hairdressers always want to be neat. We always think everything has to be neat. We can't have anything that is soft. But what we want is texture. I always think something like this actually brings out more texture and harshness to the hair. So we just spray some of the hairspray onto our hands. We're going to run down the sides. And we're just going to bring these out. What we've done, if we go to the side, we started to embellish the sides. I love embellishing. I don't know if you've seen a lot of different stuff. Errol has actually nicked my idea. No, he hasn't. But Errol has, does embellishing on the sides. I love embellishing on the sides. I think it pops. It makes the hair pop. It does something a little bit different. I was in Primark with this, looking like a weirdo, going around the women's section, and actually, this was on a chain, and we've just got Zoe, just to break, this is someone who works at ours, just to take them off and just embellish them in the hair. Can you see how it makes the braids stand out? It's great, because you can use this in the salon, and it's so easy. I think these cost me like £2, okay? But I could probably charge more than that in the salon, okay? And then we've had Laura. This is our braid queen. She's braided it down at the back, but what we've done, we've just left a back part out, and can you see how this has been coloured? So we've just put some tape wefts in. We put it on top of the hair because we wanted to show you how it was left in, because if we put it on underneath, you wouldn't really see how it was, and it was tape. So we wanted to show that we're putting tape extensions in, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get Laura just to explain what she's done here and how she's kind of created this kind of look. It's very simple and very easy to do. Well, I just go back in and just break up this and bring out that texture. So do you want to explain what you've done, Laura?
So I wanted something to really stand out, and I've been seeing a lot of people just having pops of colour everywhere. And I'm really liking like all the smoky lilac tones. Like Matrix have brought out the new metallics range, so which we've used in the hair today. And it's quite simple. All I did was get some masking tape, but you've got to really secure, when you put it on the side, you've got to really secure it so it's really flat and taut. And then just put the masking tape on and just painted. It was actually blonde beforehand. So we could get a really clean lilac colour. So I just put the masking tape on and painted the brown. We used Syncso colour, base free. And then I just went through and turned all the blonde with the Smoky Violet new watercolour. So yeah, that's how we affected that. It was quite simple, but it looks really good.
So you can see how doing something really simple makes any kind of extensions pop. And obviously, like we said, we're just using the raccoon extensions on it just to kind of give that little bit of a softness. Now what I'm going to do, we're taking a few little pieces what Laura's coloured, and we're just going to put these in just to weave it in. But what I'm going to do is spray my hands, some hairspray, rub it together, get that kind of tackiness, okay? And we're just going to go in and we're just going to just fill in a slight bit of that gap. And remember, we don't want it to be too neat. We want these bands on show, okay? And just bring around just so you can kind of see. And you can see how easy and how effective it is. Now, if we shot this on it, if we did this but more on a bigger scale, yeah, obviously, can you see it on the screen? Can you see how effective that is? So imagine we're shooting this, okay? We can shoot from this angle, but what we want to do is fill this area in. So maybe on camera, when we do a shoot, we want it to be a little bit bigger. All we need to do is go in and pull it up a little bit, okay? And create this kind of soft, erratic texture. And we just give that little look. Just pretend you're on a camera. Okay. And you can see from different angles how this works. It looks beautiful, but it's very simple to do. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring on my next model. While you're just titivating or just sitting there. Is Marie there? Oh, here she is. So we've just been on the cut stage over the side. My belt snapped on the cut stage over there, and it kind of nearly pulled my pants down a little bit. So it's a bit embarrassing, actually. So we've just gone over there, and we've just actually cut this hair. But what we did on the cut stage, we was explaining about our cutting diagrams and how I cut, because I get lost in angles. And angles for me is all about 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. I'm dyslexic. And I always lose it. So horizontally, I do my cuts, especially my bobs. So I decided when I was doing a cutting course for Matrix, someone wanted to explain, because she kept getting lost in the angles. There was a clock in the back of the room. And I said, right, okay, you imagine that 3 o'clock, if you pull everything out to 3 o'clock, is 90 degrees. 0 degrees, which is no elevation in the hair, is 6 o'clock. And anything between that 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock, there's your graduation. So 0 degrees is 6 o'clock, and then you pull it up to 5, 4, 3, and stop at 3. And that's where you build that weight line up. From 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock, can you see the clock? Not digital. And it's not digital too. From anything from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock, this is where you're reducing weight and creating layers. Does that make sense? So like I was saying before, with his hair, what we did, we personalized the hairline, and we just went in and brought everything out and stopped at 3 o'clock horizontally. And I found out, because I get mixed up with vertical and horizontal, and someone said to me, imagine vertical and horizontal as horizon, okay? So that's how my mind works, okay? I have about 10 different bank accounts, because that's how I do my banking too. Sorry, I just get lost on everything. I don't know why I just told you that, but well. But what we did, we took this on a triangle section and left this layer through the top area and created shorter layers underneath just to give a load of texture. So these layers here, if we see on camera, you see these layers here, they fall over the top. So if she wants to wear it a little bit more softer, she can with a little bit more lift. Can you see how it's smooth? But if she wants to go a little bit more wild and crazy and bring out that texture, you see how the texture underneath kind of works, but it doesn't stand alone. This cut works. This cut works in so many different ways. As a soft cut, she could go to work with it, but if she's got a little layer underneath, she can actually just play around with it a bit more, and it's a little bit more freer. Because what we've done, we've wrap dried it all over. You know what I mean about wrap drying? We've gone back, forward, and we used it with a Denman or a flat brush. And what this has done is made it a lot easier that she could shake your hair. You just shake your head for us. And can you see it just falls back in place? It's very fine. All we got is a conditioning treatment on this. And then we're just going to go through and just slowly just break this up a slight bit. And we're just going to use some of our shears, and we're just going to go underneath, okay? We're not going to go on top, Because if we go on top, we're going to start creating lines. So if we start going on top here, we're going to start creating lines and texture on top of the layers that we don't want to. So what I do is go underneath, and I hold my scissors on a slight angle. I don't go like that. I can do it on a slight angle, because what I want to do is cut the hair like this. Okay? So imagine this is the hair shaft pulling out. We want to cut it on a slight angle, so when it falls nice and soft. Does that make sense? So sometimes we've got to understand where we're doing what we are with our scissors and how much control we have with our scissors. And we don't want to be standing over the client. It might get a bit awkward. But you will never get a Picasso or any artist to stand there and draw like this. What do? They step back. They look at their artwork. And then we just go through and just break up them layers slightly. We're not going in, being really rough. We're letting that hair drop into the scissor. Okay, can you see I'm not going into the scissor? I'm actually letting it drop. So I'm keeping my scissors going, yeah? And I'm going through the hair. So I'll do it, pretend I won't cut it, but that's how I do it. And I'll let it drop in. So you ready? Drop. Because what I find is that you actually get, instead of it being really, how would you say, regimental, we're actually letting it kind of be a bit freer. Because we've already put our initial shape in there before. So we've got this texture running through here and just softening them. Oops, sorry, take that earring out. I've got a problem with taking people's earrings out. So you've got the softness, we've got the harshness of the line, okay? What I was saying on the cut stage before, when you have a harshness of a line, what that does, it personalizes your work. She came with a hairline like this. Someone wants something different when they come into the salon, what do? Change the hairline a little bit. Completely makes it look completely different. When you shoot your pictures, where do you shoot from? The back or the front, more time, with your colours? It's more or less, sometimes more or less the back. Okay, so what we want to do is just personalize this. Then, just going with, got dryer. Oh, we'll bring you over here. Oh, no, actually, you stay there. We've got one over here. And what we want to do is just go in with a dryer, and this is where it gets cool. Because remember what I was saying about we want it to be a little bit more personal. If we're shooting, we don't want it to be a soft bob. We want it to stand out. So we just get some spray. And we just go in, let the dryer do the work for you. Because remember, us as hairdressers, what do?
Gary and Michael, Hooker and Young. How are you?
Errol?
Yeah,
we good.
Good.
We good.
Should we be dancing to this music? I don't know.
I think I'll leave that one to you.
Bounce a little bit.
Should we bounce?
Yeah, bounce.
Now, guys, how are you?
Good. Oh, I've just cracked my
under
head
the
off the
hood.
dry. I'm under the hood.
Fellowship Live Lounge.
Live lounge.
No
Yeah.
swearing. Just
Oh
funny
no,
words.
we'll bring our A game. There'll be no swearing. We good boys. We good
So
boys.
how's Pro Hair Life been for you?
Good.
Yeah, good. It's been busy. We were really busy yesterday. We did quite a few shows on the Wild Stand and
The Platinum Stage. This is day 2. It's good. It's just a good vibe here. I think it's well attended. It's chilled. You know,
Yeah.
everybody just seems to be just.
and it's not too far
in a
away
good
from
place.
home.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not too far from the dogs.
No, only 2 hours away for us.
Oh.
So tell me, you guys have been on the road quite a lot, and obviously I've seen, you did an amazing tribute show. So tell me a little bit about, the run up to that, and I've seen you just launched the product. You're very fellowship, so just give us a little roundabout for those of you who don't know what you're doing from day to day.
So, all right, well, quite crazy life, really.
I think life is always a little bit crazy. You know what it's like. It's good. I'm saying it's crazy, but it's good crazy. Like last year was a great year. We done tribute show, we done Pro Hair Live, we done Salon International. We travelled, we done Hair Bays in Australia. Yeah. A lot, we done a lot, and then.
It all sounds loads, but when you're doing it, you just sort of live for the next thing, then you get ready to do the next thing. Yeah. And as you do one show, then you're almost starting to prep for the next one, almost the next day, really. So there's no real let up, but we wouldn't want it any other way. We love it.
You know what it's like. I think when you do what we do, it's just a way of life. You almost don't look at it as hard work or not even work. It's what we love, it's what we do, and it's what kind of drives us and keeps us going. So from one month to the next, it's exciting, it's challenging, but it's it's good. And this year, already the diary is full. I think this is like the first event, and then you kind of pack your bags and they stay packed for the rest of the year. I think we're going to Russia next month with you.
We're all going there. Yeah.
So Russian Hairdressing Awards, doing the show for that. Really looking forward to that.
And I'm judging Crufts in 2 weeks' time.
Oh really? Oh my god. Actually,
hair, but of a different kind of hair.
Just because I remember the last bit of your show.
Oh, with the dogs, yeah.
So, are you doing any more?
Well, they're gonna send a camera crew to follow me judging Crufts, and then hopefully follow one of the dogs that I've got who's gonna have puppies, and they're gonna follow the puppies' lives from being born to go to their new homes and everything.
So that program's called the Secret World of Posh Pets. Our pets are really not posh at all.
They're very spoiled.
We're not posh. Everybody seems to think we go on holiday a lot.
No.
He's one of the bitches.
Michael, he's always the pictures.
What?
You look posh in your pictures. You look like you've got all these. I won't say who around you. You've got all these minions.
Well, we've got a full-time dog nanny, which we have to have because obviously we travel so much with work. So like days like today, she'll be there. She stays overnight and she makes sure that all the dogs are looked after. She doesn't do any housework or anything.
Oh, she's amazing. It's Ashley. Everybody needs an Ashley.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 12 dogs. And like Gary said, she's like the dog, our dog nanny. She adores the dogs more than we do, I think.
Oh no, I love me dogs.
But we need that because we do travel a lot, and so we need somebody to sort of hold the reins. It's a weird thing because I always think surround yourself with great people and great things happen, and I kind of live by that. And we've got great people in the salons, we've got great managers, we've got a great team, and at home we've also got Ashley, who looks after us and looks after our dogs.
But what I love about you guys, you've got an amazing reputation, pedigree, respect, history, and at the same time, and this is what I love about you guys, you blend hair with colour.
Because
not many people can do that.
Yeah, well, we were brought up in the salon. We both started work at the same salon group, where you brought it up there where you've got to cut and colour, which seems to be more of a northern thing. I mean, I think it's more south as well now, but so it's never been a choice really. We always had to do colour, and I love colour. We both love colour, don't we?
Yeah, like you say, I think we were brought up doing both, and it is a northern thing. I think there's not that divide of cutters and colourists. Up north, people tend to be they tend to do both, and we've always been that, and we've always encouraged our team to do that as well. And I just think, for me, a haircut without colour is like an amazing outfit with no shoes or bad shoes.
Colour was actually what brought me at the industry. If I was a hairdresser, I went to the L'Oreal Colour Trophy with a friend and watched these amazing creations. I thought, wow, I want to do stuff like that. And I'd never thought for one day I would go on and win the whole thing. So I did, which was 5 years later. So colour's always been a big part of my career.
And one of the things as well, and I think everybody knows how expensive and how hard it is to come up with the collections. Your collections are synonymous, you know, and I'm not going to say everybody knows Hooker and Young collection. Your collections are beautiful. So what's the involvement? What's the time span of doing your collections?
Well, for the British Hairdress Awards, we obviously start about now, really. We're starting to talk about it now. We normally go away on holiday in January, and then we start discussing it.
You're going on holiday again?
No, we've just been on January. We went.
Oh, we've had two.
We've had two. Yeah. You need them to a little break.
It's thinking space.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
That's what we tell the accountant.
I think the thought process starts pretty early on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and what is great about having each other is that thought process doesn't need to just stay in here.
Yeah.
We vocalise it, we share it, and Gary will say, I love this idea, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I love this idea, but what about? Yeah. So it just becomes like an exchange of ideas until we get to a place where we're both happy. But I think ultimately, for us, it's always about, we don't try and conform, you know, it's always about beautiful wearable hair with what I consider to be our signature style on it.
Yeah. So the hair is secondary. The girl has got to look beautiful. No matter what we do with the hair, it's always got to be the image that people want to. You look at it and touch it, and it looks expensive as well.
Yeah. But your involvement and again, I think it's a passion for what you guys have for the fellowship, because I look at a Hooker and Young show and I'm going, because you know, I'm like, I say, if I love something, I say it. And I always see your shows and I'm thinking, especially a couple of years ago, you did a show with all the guys and you had it all mixed. Every time you do a show on that stage, it's a wow. So how long have you been doing shows for the fellowship? Actually, how long? You haven't told. How long have you been involved in the fellowship?
Well, we've been involved with the fellowship really since we started. When we started hairdressing, as soon as we knew about the fellowship, we joined it straight away. You know, so.
Well, most certainly since we started our hair journey together as Hooker and Young.
Yeah, we've got pictures when we used to do the masterclass, and you were backstage and I was on the masterclass stage as a newbie. So like you're talking like a long time ago.
Wow. You were never a newcomer.
I was one day.
Once upon a time, maybe.
Gary, remember, you're under the hood. This is like a truth serum.
I was once a newcomer.
Colour TV hadn't been invented when Gary was a newcomer.
I think I've still got my hair though.
Oh, here we go.
Now, guys, because one thing I know, because I was sent some of your products. You know, you've got a hairdryer and a straightener.
We've been heavily involved with WAL, who obviously are synonymous with clippers, to get involved with them to put like a female style line together. So we got involved with the manufacture of the hairdryer and the iron, and it's gone amazing. It's gone really well.
Yeah. I think what was great about that is getting involved right from the offset. So, you know, it's a dryer and it's an iron that is designed for a hairdresser by a hairdresser. Yeah. The way it feels, the way it operates, everything. Yeah. And there was prototypes. You know, they would send us things and say, right, we'd like you to try this, and we'd give feedback and say, it's good, but I don't like where the buttons are, or it's a bit loud. Yeah. So we'd come back and then they fitted a silencer to it. So it was just really, really good. It was a good process, and it was fun being involved with it. I think there's two appliances now that we're both really proud to say that we were part of.
Yeah, and we like now we're already thinking about the next step to that. What other appliances we can, you know, because we know it's like when you're doing shows and seminars, you always say, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Can somebody not make this? So we're talking to the guys now, hopefully.
See, more and more I see you guys, especially with your team. I'm seeing you're bringing on more and more of your team, because I noticed two guys or one guy now. I saw you last night or the other night, and there seemed about 10 people around that table.
Yeah,
How many is in your core team now, artistic team?
Well,
we're fortunate. We've got a lot of people who are really passionate, and obviously we try to give everybody an opportunity to get involved in anything that we do, and try and bring as many people. So it's been good work on the Wild Stand, because we've been able to bring a lot of people, and also because this is Manchester, it's not too far away. But we've probably got 6 core team.
I think across these 5 salons, we've got about 65 staff. And I think within that, they're all incredibly creative and artistic, but there's a certain amount of them who this really does for them. You know, they love coming to events. They want to get on stage. They love it, and we want to be able to give them that. So I'd say the core artistic team is myself, Gary, Paul, Jonathan, and Sophie. But then we have what we call the associate.
Oh, we love Sophie.
Sophie's brilliant.
Yeah.
We have what we call like the associate team as well. And within that associate team, there's you know, a dozen or so. So when we came down here, there's 9 of us. Because we're working on the Wild Stand, we had the opportunity to bring a bigger team. They've all been up there, they're getting mic'd up, they're doing hair, they're doing how-tos, they're working on professional models, and they love it. They love it.
Because I'm sure I've seen 2 collections from you, or 3. You've shot 2 collections. Are you still shooting collections?
Yes, so I started.
Are you the next Jack?
A year ago, wasn't it?
You know what? I think
Andrew O'Toole.
I've probably.
I hope that'd be good, wouldn't it?
I've probably shot about 8 collections. So if you go on the Hooker and Young website, we've got a gallery, and I'd say probably maybe 5 of my collections are on there as well.
Wow.
And I love it. I really got a passion for it. You know what it's like? I think as a hairdresser, you get so involved on a photo shoot. I mean, I know I'll sit with the photographer, and he's flicking through and I'm like, yeah, love that one. So you just become so involved, and you get to know what a great picture is. You understand composition, lighting, everything.
So you're the next John Rawson then? Do you want to shoot for me?
I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll do a shoot.
We did a great day with the Fame team last year, where we did a collection with them, didn't we? And that was brilliant.
The Fame team came up and spent a weekend with us, so they stayed over. We took them out for dinner.
Got to meet the dogs.
We shared our story with them. They met the dogs, and then I've got a studio at home, and we got a model in for each of the guys, and I've done a great shoot. It featured in the Fellowship Yearbook, and it just looked brilliant, and it was a pleasure and an honour to do it with them, because they were a great bunch. It was great.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hooker and Young, Gary and Michael. Love you guys. Love working with you guys, and you know, there's always love. And honestly, you guys do so well in the North, and you've got so much respect, not just in the North, everywhere, globally. So thank you, Hooker and Young.
Thank you, Errol.
Gary and Michael.
You're a really nice guy. Yeah.